Welcome to the Masters Day podcast. Today we are covering episode. Is it 78?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 78.
Okay. So episode 78. This is where Drizzle evolves, and here's our introductions. It's me, your host Samurai, as always, and we have with me
Dino.
Salami back after a 2-month hiatus.
Sam, I don't know what else to say.
and we're going to talk about the episode and a bunch of other topics. So let's just jump right into it. Who would like to go first?
I haven't been here in a while, so I'd
Okay,
like to
Salami
go.
can go first.
All right, so this episode, it was good, I mean, it wasn't like bad per se. I had a good time enjoying it. I wasn't expecting Drizzle to evolve. I thought that was like a nice surprise. I always thought it would stay as a Drizzle and like be emo for the rest of the series, but that was pretty cool to see it evolve and become the idol Intellion. And Dark Sophocles is kind of funny. I forgot his name. It was Dark Sophocles. Yeah. I forgot what his name was, but he was pretty funny, I guess. And his Kecleon when that turned red, that whole thing with Intellion, that just made me laugh. And yeah, I wouldn't say this was a great episode, but I wouldn't call it mediocre. I'd call it a good episode. I had a good time watching it. Intellion evolve, that's a huge thing. Maybe it'll come back. I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10.
Diano, you are usually the one to go first, so you may go now.
Well, I think the episode was pretty good. Well, it was fine since it is a continuation of the of Journey's episode 62, if I'm right. And so that was a need. It was neat to have another arc, just like the Farfetch arc. And the episode itself, it has a decent plot. Like the data gets lost, and then we have we have Kecleon versus Drizzle, and Kecleon is just a perfect antagonist for this episode. I talked about it in the video, but like Kecleon is basically a lizard that can turn invisible, which is just like Drizzle, and they have like a rooftop battle with their like tail and tongue. That was like pretty cool, and I think I'm a fan of Intellion now. Like I haven't been a big fan of Sabo or Drizzle, but Intellion is really cool. Like the anime made me like it, and well, my biggest problem here is the villain. As like not the Kecleon. Like I said, I love Kecleon in the episode, but Dark Sophocles, like he or she, I'm not sure which it is, was just like so generic villain. Like they could have just made it like a straight up evil villain. Like they have this plot like with he wanted to start his own institute and just steal the data, and I think that would have been a fine plot. But like they changed it to like, yeah, I'm a big fan. I just want you to notice me. Like that was so stupid. Like that kind of ruined the episode for me. But I think the rest is pretty enjoyable. I actually don't mind that Drizzle evolved that early, since I don't think Go has many Pokemon, so it's just natural that every Pokemon's development has to go a bit faster. And I think it is cool already that we have like focus episode for Sabo, Drizzle, and Intellion, that we actually have a plot for it. So I think it's this episode is sufficient. And yeah, overall, I think it was fine. I would give it like a 7 out of 10 as well.
Okay, so may I go now?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Knock yourself out. I'll go last.
Okay, so usually when yes? Okay. So usually when the podcasts happen, that Samurai has some mixed thoughts. Diano, while he likes the episode, but he gives like a lot of criticisms, which is good. I'm not saying that it's bad. Don't take it the wrong way. And like I am the one who is usually being positive on the episode, because let's be honest, in the in our Masters 8 podcast, I don't think anyone really truly likes journeys. We are all like trying to understand what the series is about. So we all really have many mixed opinions. But still, I think I am a bit positive on that front, that I like the episodes. But this time around, I have to say I have a lot of problems with this episode. And I will start with saying this. First off, where exactly was Drizzle for the last 15 episodes? Yeah, like he evolved. Okay, yep, he evolved. For example, let's consider another of Ash's Pokemon that evolved. That was Lucario. He appeared in the episode right after that and had a battle with Mewtwo. Or goes Raboot, which evolved into Cinderace. He had a battle against Mewtwo too. Or even some random evolution like Raboot one, where he appeared in the next episode. Although like that's like Ghost signature Pokemon, so that doesn't really count. What I'm saying is that Journeys did a pathetic job to us that of telling us that Drizzle exists. As a Sobble, it appeared almost all the time. As a Drizzle, his screen time was zero. So while liked it more than Sobble because I hate Sobble, but it was extremely underwhelming that he hasn't done anything for 15 episodes. And then I want to point out another thing, which was like not per se the episode's fault, but it kind of irked me a lot. It was that Drizzle's evolution was leaked. It was leaked by a manga. I don't know if any of you guys know about this. Do you?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, let me tell you that Pokemon Journeys actually has a manga. Usually, the anime is, of course, independent of any manga. It has its own stories. This time, the
This is a
Pokemon
tie-in.
Journeys, yeah. This time, the Pokemon Journeys manga and the anime are going like alongside each other. So there is a chance we might get more manga spoilers. So if you all are like mind spoilers and don't want your enjoyment of the episode being ruined, I would suggest like maybe be a bit more beware on Twitter or something. But I personally embrace spoilers. I don't really mind them. But of course, that kind of spoiled Drizzle's evolution, so I kind of knew what exactly was going to be the plot. So it wasn't as if like the surprise factor wasn't there for me. It's not really the episode's fault more than like the manga's fault, but that's just what I had to say. Next up, let's talk about the actual plot, which I think was pretty okay-ish because we saw Drizzle being the caveman who he is and just try to do training, which he had gotten the inspiration from Inteleon, so that he too can become a Inteleon like his mentor and can do all the cool things which his evolution is capable of. But then the point is, do you guys really think that Drizzle or let's say even Sobble deserves these evolution? I'm going on rants now, so don't mind me. But
No.
you all remember, yeah, you all remember? Everyone was saying that, oh, Drizzle is the new Charmander or like Charmeleon. Well, excuse me, but if you all won't remember, let me remind you, Charmander was
Wow, the
Ash's
Charizard
yeah.
stand gets pissed
Listen
off.
to me. Listen to me. Ash's Charmander battled a lot. Heck, I would say it battled more than Pikachu when it was a Charmander. Because it beated that Primeape, he beated Golbat, and he beated like a few other monsters here and there. And then after that, he beated 100 executors with the help of that magician or whatever. But 100 executors that are more than enough experience for Charmander to evolve. And that experience further carried on to Charizard. That is a genuine feat. The Health Sobble Day. I'm going to talk about another starter Pokemon so that it doesn't look like I
Well,
am being
I
biased to
think
Charizard, which
it's
I
not as
am.
big as a
But
feat
let
as
me
you
talk
would.
about that.
Well,
Yeah. So
Sam, that's
then,
not a big a speed as you would think because since the Executor is a stone evolution, it doesn't really matter what level it evolves at.
listen. Yeah, I know that. But even with that, if you are beating 1,000 100 executors or something, you are bound to get some level. Drizzle didn't beat anyone, but I'm not going to talk about that yet. I have some other rants to say. Then, of course, no other Kanto starter evolved of Ash. Then we go to Johto, where Quilava didn't evolve all the way to Diamond and Pearl for some dumb reason. And Chikorita evolved quite late into the series, like a bit midway through, and had many battles. Then we go to Hoenn, where both the starters took ridiculously long to evolve and evolved all the way till the end of the series, except Marshtomp. Then in Sinnoh also they evolved all the way to the end of the series. Same with Incineroar, and yeah. And you know what? It was only Big Knight, but even he evolved at a genuinely nice timing after doing a good couple of battles, and he actually saw Ash train him. And then yeah, my point is that all Sobble did to evolve into a Drizzile was that he shooted at Barry and boom, he evolved. That, in my opinion, is the worst. Like, it is the most undeserving evolution in all of the Pokemon anime. I mean, especially when it comes to starters, at least. And then now, according the journeys wants us to know that Drizzile is training to become an Inteleon, but where the hell is that training? We saw Raboot, Farfetch'd, or like even Riolu. We saw them train ridiculously hard, be it even one battle or two. But with Sobble, we didn't see him do. I mean, with Drizzard, we didn't see him do anything. So the evolution itself, to me, like even if it is Go Pokemon, I'm not saying that the Ghost Pokemon can't evolve like that, because of course we have Dustox, but Dustox is like very less level required Pokemon to evolve, so I would still argue on that. So yeah, my main point is that this is the most undeserving evolution in all of the Pokemon anime when it comes to starters. As for the rest of the plot, for the Dark Sophocles, I actually like kind of liked his what they're going with this design of giving him like the Garchomp jetpack, which I think even Diana noticed because he has included it in his video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he has that headset or something. So I liked what they were trying to go with his design, and I love the name Dark Sophocles. And as for the Kecleon plot, I liked it to an extent because, like Diano said, it was kind of a good counterpart to Drizzle or Inteleon, or no matter how you put it. And then we saw Drizzle and Inteleon and Kecleon interact. That was just funny as hell. And that I made that tweet and it just went off the charts. So that gives you a brief explanation of how funny it was. And then we saw, I think, one another thing which I really appreciated was that we saw Go trying that Go being sad that his data was lost, because data being lost is something which has happened to me a good chunk of times, even recently actually, that I've lost my data. I think I've told you all that my laptop was broken. Yeah, and it is not going to get fixed. So I am in kind of a dilemma now. I have nothing to do. I'm just talking in this podcast and doing all sort of stuff until I get a new laptop and can continue my stuff in some way or the other. So I can kind of relate to Go and like the professor on that part, that losing of data is a quite serious topic. But this brings my another issue with the episode, which I think DNO and I think all of you would agree with me, is that Ash was so dumb in this episode.
Definitely.
Yeah. There
Yep.
was a scene where they say that the data has been lost, and Ash was just searching around the ground for the data. That is, in my opinion, the worst Ash moment we have gotten in Journeys. I mean, at least the stupidest one, because the worst one goes to GN030. It was because Ash has been in touch with a lot of technical people like Sophocles and Clement or Rotom or Professor Kukui. Heck, if you would rewatch the original series, there is a point where it is said that even Brock was pretty good when it comes to computer technology and all. So I just really hated that moment. It was not funny. It was an excuse to make Ash look dumb,
Mm.
and that was
But
Mm.
like another problem I had with the episode. The evolution scene itself was fine, although I have a few problems here and there with the soundtrack of it. I like the way they were sweeping, like they were hitting each other with their tail and tongue, though, because that looked like a JoJo fight or something. So I like that, and I actually really like Inteleon now because uh, this is something which I have to say because Inteleon is actually, when it comes to final evolutions, it is my favorite Gala starter. For the base form, it's Grookey. For the middle evolution, it's Raboot, and for the final, it's Inteleon. So seeing that the Sobble, a Pokemon of goals, which I hated so much, evolved into something which I actually find cool is definitely. So I won't say that this episode was completely terrible, but I enjoyed that either. So I would give it 5 out. I don't know, perhaps my lowest ranking so far when it comes to ranking episodes in the podcast.
mm,
And
sure.
yeah, I'm done. That was pretty long, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No,
but
it
they
was
were all
valid.
valid points.
Yeah.
If I
Okay,
just
so
can add on one point of Ash being dumped down, like this is just a minor detail, but it's like I understand why they did it for story purpose, but still it bothered me. Like when Ash was at the rooftop, like and he had Pikachu, and he sees that his best friend and his Pokemon is about to like be finished off by Kecleon, and he just doesn't send out his Pikachu to help. Like, of course, it's for Dressel to evolve, but still, it's just such a dumb way. They should have
Okay.
just like
Yeah.
made.
That point. Yeah. Actually, with that point, I think I have a mixed feeling with because, of course, like you said, it's stupid that Ash didn't help, but at the same time, Ash is like the kind of person who thinks that if you are meant to do something, you should do it in your own way. So maybe he thought that it was Ghost and Rizal battle and he wasn't supposed to be a part of it. That's why it helped, but that's like just my headcanon. It was not really stated in the episode itself. So your point is still valid.
Mm-hmm.
hmm. Okay, so my thoughts on the episode. Honestly, this episode was just eh. Like, I remember saying this on Twitter. This episode was quite mid. It is quite mid still. Like the villain of the episode, Dark Sophocles, because I couldn't bother to remember his actual name, was a sham. You wanted him to notice you. I'm sure if you just came up, knocked on the door, and asked for an autograph, he would have given it to you. It's not like perfect. Like Tsukuragi is that kind of guy who'd say no. He would probably give it to you if you just asked. No, we gotta steal data, and then that brings up like Drizzle's evolution. I'm the water starter guy. So you could only imagine how I felt knowing that the water starters, the most misrepresented group of starters ever, gets this evolution. I'm sorry. You're telling me we get Sabo. Doesn't get focused for over 20 episodes. Okay, got a focus episode. The next episode appears in. It evolves. Fine. As long as they do the same thing for Drizzle. Give it a focus episode and then it evolves. I'm fine. Nope. Just straight up evolution. Development. We never saw it get over its depression. I would have loved to see that. So you're telling me evolving is what got it over its depression? Well, mean the butt. Followed by your followed by Ash is just so dumbed down in this episode for no reason. Just don't have him in the episode at that point. Ash did not need to be in the majority of the scenes that he was in. You can have him there, you just don't have to have him talk. He didn't need to talk this episode. It's like
Ash
go in
shouldn't
the
have.
last episode.
Ash shouldn't have woken up by Pikachu in the episode. He should just sleep.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Ash shouldn't just leave Ash asleep because there's no point. Followed by another thing, these recent episodes, I just have not been liking Go as much as I used to. And it's not I dislike Go as a character, like I think he's a terrible character. No, I think Go is a fine character. He's just so boring to watch now. I'm sorry.
It's the same
Like, they're not
over and over again. He catches a Pokemon, and doesn't come back, and to the Pokemon it does catch, they just evolve, and they get shafted and on with the new guy.
It's always the same story with Go. It's that he finds a Pokemon. The Pokemon has some sort of issue. Go was alone in his childhood, so he could relate to this Pokemon. That's all of Go's. That's the majority of Go's captures, and I hate the plot point now. I get it. He was an introvert. Move on.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way.
Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of Go fans, and he definitely deserves his fans. I think he's a great character. But how would you tackle one of the things that Gary said in the episode where Go is a novice? Have Go have battles by himself. You do realize this guy fundamentally relies on Ashes. I said Ashes like Ash on most of his battles. Name all of Go's battles and name one of them without Ash. It's hard to flip a name.
Yeah.
The only two I can actually think of was the Flu Cup and the Raboot Dynamax one. That's the only one I can think of. Maybe the one where he fought.
Maybe the one was Ash.
And the one where he fought Olivia. Yeah, I think that's what and Cinderace Evolved. That's the only ones I can name because every other battle, he's with Ash. How about you have him be separated from Ash and actually have him to battle for himself and actually learn to battle because at this point, he's still at the same level.
Would you consider Go versus Kiawe like one of those battles? Or do you think since Marowak just came in that wouldn't necessarily count?
No, because that just proves to me that Go is still a novice at battling. I don't hate Go. They're just doing nothing with him. They're just doing the same thing over and over again, and everybody acts like it's this new thing. It's not. They've been doing this since episode 1. And back to Drizzle, he's not out of here. That's the worst. I agree with Sam. That is the worst starter evolution in the entire franchise. I'm sorry. You have to take starters, Pokemon that are usually used by the main cast that actually have great development. And I'm not even going to use the best example. I'm going to use flipping Totodile because I think everybody could admit Totodile's evolution would have been better than whatever this thing was.
Yeah.
Because at least Totodile, he has some battle experience, or he would have to go through an arc. He couldn't dance anymore, so he would have to find a different way to battle. That would have been great. But nope, Drizzle doesn't learn anything. Just gets depressed, sits in a cave. After sitting in the cave, he goes through puberty and becomes an Inteleon. I've always liked Inteleon. It was my Galar starter. But I'm just like, huh? What? It's not bad. It's just, you exist? This episode gets a 5 out of 10. It was mid as mid can get.
All right.
I am honestly surprised because 99% of time my opinions and Samurai's opinions clash a lot. But this time we are agreeing on the same thing. We don't like the Drizzle's evolution and we both are saying that the episode is mid. Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's because Drizzle is one of the only few fully evolved water starters that we see. You do realize that we've only seen main characters use fully evolved water starters 3 times in the last 3 seasons. Of course, I'm going to be quite pissed.
Till Gen 5, the anime mainly cared about the fire starter, and the water starter, or let's say the water Pokemon, was considered an afterthought. The only water Pokemon of Ash that has evolved, other than Greninja, is flippin' Kingler. Other than that, Squirtle. Squirtle is, in my opinion, one of Ash's most strongest Pokemon, as he defeated Brandon's Ninjask, and Brandon is a very high-level champion trainer. But he had not evolved, and it was never explained. With Bulbasaur, we got an explanation of why he evolved, but not with Squirtle. Then with Totodile, not much explanation. Corfish, not much explanation. Boizel, not much explanation. Oshawott, okay, that has an explanation because Oshawott was cringe. And then Palpitoad, okay, that also has an explanation.
Oh no, you don't.
All
Oshawott
right,
was
I
supposed to
know you
evolve.
just did not say that in front of Samurai Trainer Z. I
Oshawott was
know
actually
for a
supposed to
fact.
evolve, but the earthquake, and then they just decided, nope, it's just not gonna evolve. They just kept it as an Oshawott.
You can't ignore the fact that he kind of fell off after the Darmanitan battle. Anyways, my point is that the anime
What? No, he
doesn't
didn't.
really seem. Yeah, I think that he
No.
didn't perform much better after the Darmanitan battle. The one against, I
You
think it
mean
was
after
Bianca's dad.
after he beat one of Clay's Pokemon, did massive damage against the High Dragon, defeated a Duat, went against Chirin, and was one of the few Pokemon that wasn't mind controlled by Team Plasma? I think
Wait a second.
Oshawott
Wait a
did a
second.
fair bit.
Wait a second. Ashworth actually lost against Chirin.
Yeah, I said he battled Chirin. I never said he won.
Battle. Yeah, I'm not saying that he didn't battle at all. I'm just saying that his performance kind of degraded after the Darmanitan battle. I'm just saying that. Anyway, so keeping that point aside, all of them deserve to evolve more than whatever the hell Sobel or Drizzile was. But since I like Inteleon and I liked his portrayal in this episode, I'm probably going to enjoy him. And for your Gorant, I do agree with most of your points that the anime is kind of repeating his arc over and over again and doing the same thing which they had done with since episode 1. And there's not really much growth in that case. So there was supposed to be a good arc with the Project Mu, but since it's not an arc, it's just few episodes here and there where he would get something cool. I'm not assuming that I am going to be that much invested in Ghost development unless it's an episode like that, since his both starters have completely evolved. There's not much development purposes for them now, and I don't think Grookey is going to evolve, to be honest.
I'm on 50-50 with Grookey. I could see it evolving, but I also can see it not evolving.
Listen, I think the reason why I don't see Grookey evolve is that so far in the anime there have been at least one starter that has not reached his final evolution stage. Of course, Journeys loves breaking trends, but the most I can see for Grookey is that he will evolve into a Twaggy and then boom, he will stop.
But I like Thwacky, so that's fine with me. Thwacky feels like a good mid.
Twaggy is ugly. Twaggy is ugly.
Thwacky feels natural. What do you mean? That looks like a natural step up from Grookey. You cannot say that flipping Raboot feels natural from Scorbunny. At least Thwacky looks like Grookey. Yeah, I guess we all have the starters that we hate. For example, I flipping hate the Bayleaf line.
Listen. With the Bayleaf line, I am mixed.
Shit.
Because Samurai was actually rating starter Pokemon before this podcast came, and I have been through there. He was ranting on the Bayleaf line, and while I don't like Meganium because it doesn't appeal me all that much, Chikorita is okay, but I honestly don't see anything bad with Bayleaf. I think it's a cool Pokemon. But the other two,
Bayleaf's alright. The other two, I don't know about.
No, you shut up, Salami, because you're not unexcusable either, Mr. Typhlosion man. Typhlosion is just bigger Cyndaquil.
Okay.
Listen, Typhlosion, I don't really have much appeal in my opinion. His base stats are same as Charizard. The only thing, and he is a non-flying type, that means he's going to take damage from one of the most used move in competitive being Earthquake, although he has a bit more resistance towards Stealth Rock. That's one thing, but that's one reason. And the other thing is that his base stat total is exactly the same as Charizard. So I really don't see that much appeal of Typhlosion either. It's not bad. It's my fourth favorite fire starter, but he's just mid.
It's more Typhlosion.
Yeah, Typhlosion is my second favorite Pokemon in general, so yeah.
because Typhlosion, I feel like it should have gone to ground or rock type because it learns a lot of ground and rock type moves because
Yeah, I
it's the
think you should
volcano
have been
Pokemon.
It's
higher on
also like a
ground.
volcano or whatever. Like it definitely has some like volcano aspects. They could have done something with that, you know?
Its signature move is called Eruption. What tipped you off?
Exactly.
I don't know what tipped you off that it had volcano elements. Its signature move was called Eruption. What are you gonna tell me next? Incineroar's a wrestler? Samurot's a samurai?
No, I had no idea.
Infernape's not actually an ape, it's a monkey because it has a tail.
Anyways, going back on the topic of the episode, like everyone said, I think what should be the overall ranking of it? I give it a 5. You also give it a 5, I
5
think.
for me.
Diana gave it a 7. And Salami gave it a 7 too.
Yep.
So I think it should be overall around 6. I think
6.
everyone is.
I think a 6 would be, yeah.
Yeah.
6. All right.
Look
I
at us
guess we
doing
can go
that.
into the preview. So who wants to talk about the preview first? Because I think we all have probably the same thoughts.
Listen.
Yep, just another boring filler about Eevee.
Dawn Princess 2.0. Literally.
Doppelganger episode. Let's do this.
It's literally gonna be the hey, you look like me. You look like me. How about we switch places for the day? I also have 2 evolutions being Espeon and Umbreon.
Eevee, are you sure you don't want to evolve? Nah, I'm good. It's like, we don't know if Eevee can evolve or not.
Money.
Another problem, it's not a problem because I actually don't mind this because we have seen previous episodes plot being reused in journeys and them working considerably better than the previous ones than the original ones. My main issue is that why is if they have to introduce a trainer with Umbreon or Espeon or basically evolutions, why don't just use those kimono girls that are also in Johto? You remember all 5 of them.
That would require thought and understanding of series lore.
That's stupid because we have seen them back in original series. If the series can bring back minor characters like Chuck, they can bring them back who have actually appeared more than him. So that if they have done that, they would have wiped out half of the evolutions, being all the way from generation 1 to 2 being 5, and only 3 would remain, being Glaceon, Leafeon, and finally Sylveon. So the episode plot, for which we are going to probably get 7 episodes for 8 evolutions, if I'm not wrong or anything. We could have just got it up right away in 3 episodes. Yes.
The problem with that is they literally don't know how to write Koharu episodes any other way.
Yeah, ever since she got that Eevee, it was mostly her character got linked to her in a way. That before getting an Eevee, her character was more like we were not aware of what her character was going to do. But now that she has gotten her Eevee, we all know that what she's mainly going to do is that when it's not a special episode like meeting Dawn, she is mostly going to find and meet more evolutions, and that's her plot. I guess.
This is how every Eevee episode goes. The gang are sitting down. They watch something. Oh, that sounds interesting. Eevee sees an evolution. Eevee! Oh, you want to go see that? Let's go. You don't want to evolve? No. I rinse, repeat, print money.
Yep. Same thing with Go.
I think a big problem with Chloe episode is most of the Chloe episodes, I like the highlight for me is something that is not Chloe. Chloe versus Gengar, my highlight was Gengar, and Chloe versus Ballonia, my highlight was Opal, and Chloe visits Vaporeon, my highlight is the race plus Dracovish, and the only episode that have a huge Chloe focus is Chloe getting Eevee, and I dislike that episode. I don't dislike Chloe as the character itself, but like her episodes are just weird. Like,
You mean they're boring and reuse the same plot elements over and over again? Wow, who could have guessed?
I've
Okay,
seen
I
from
have to
Alex.
talk about that Palpatine. Why do people like him? He did nothing.
Because he's amazing.
He's a
No,
god.
he didn't. He really
Because
did
he's
nothing. If you lose to Oshawott, you already lost to Oshawott, and more people already admit that Oshawott can't go.
Listen, he
like
didn't lose to Oshawott. He didn't lose to Oshawott. He just got a little knocked down so that Ash could catch it. He was never fainted. So I don't think he lost to Oshawott.
And Samurai, we like Paw Patrol because it was the only good water type Pokemon in Black and White.
Ooh.
Name me one Pokemon which has better moves than Palpatine.
Charizard.
No, because he lost seismic toss.
Exactly.
All right, fine. Infernape.
Infernape is good in the sense that he has a Mach Punch and dig for coverage, but like with Flare Blitz, I think Infernape is a pretty good option, but I think Palpitoad ones work best because it's his old gimmick. He will make his opponent confused. With Gunk Shot, he can make it paralyzed. And then he would decrease its speed with Mud Shot, and then he had got Stab Hydro Pump to just kill it away. Game-wise, in my opinion, that's like the best move set which you can give to any of Ash's Pokemon.
Also, you can kind of use Pikachu. Pikachu, I think, has a better move set.
No, Pikachu's moveset sucks. Quick Attack has so weak. Iron Tail has 75% accuracy. It looks like an accuracy of 2. Thunderbolt is the only genuine good move in Pikachu's moveset because all the other moves
Electro Web isn't bad. It's decent. It's not.
Electroweb isn't bad. Electroweb isn't bad, but it's okay. I don't really see like
decent.
Yeah, it's decent. It's more in the decent category.
I'm sorry, Palpitoad just never. It just doesn't do anything. And just don't use the screen time on Palpitoad. Use it on Ash's other Pokemon, like his overrated Snivy that everybody seems to overhype because of one line said in an episode.
Ash's Snivy is good though. I mean, of course
My main problem with Snivy is that
the main problem with Snivy was that it didn't evolve.
That's not my main issue. My main issue is that the whole reason why everybody cares about Snivy is this one line Silent says was Snivy has some high level moves. She must have been owned by a previous trainer. That literally means nothing when all it does is lose. Leavanny won more times than Snivy, and I would have preferred Leavanny as Ash's Unova Grass type rather than Snivy. Give Snivy the Iris at that point, because Snivy already kind of looks like a dragon. I mean,
okay, so I actually kind of agree because I would have loved Snivy with Iris, but at the same time, I liked Snivy as a character. Did you all see the Tepic episode for an instant? Snivy literally threw Tepic out of the way and took 2 Flare Blitz combo right in the face to save him.
Well, honestly, that's more of Ash's Pokemon in general. I think Ash's Pokemon are the type of Pokemon to do that. I don't think it was the best. Rockruff would have done I think almost every Ash Pokemon would have done that. Even like self-centered Pokemon, and I like hear me out on this. Even Pokemon like Sceptile or Corphish probably would have done that because Ash's team, they're like friends. So it's like, no, I'm a help.
That's fair actually. That's fair actually, but the main issue that I have said is that I actually like Palpitoad, and in my opinion, that's one of Aleximo's best opinions. But other than that, yeah, his opinions can kind of get you know what I mean. Yeah, controversial. Yeah. Controversial is the right word.
I think the right word is funny.
Salami, your opinions aren't any better. Salami has very generic opinions, if that's what I can say.
Generic.
Your favorite Pokemon is Lucario. You are one of the most generic people I know. in the nicest way possible.
Gee, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anyways, we have to talk about the preview. Diana, go with your thoughts now.
Yeah. Well, the preview, like, I'm just generally not hyped for the episode. Like, it will be fine. I think it would like just be a normal filler. But I just can't. I don't see a single point where I say, yeah, that's what I want to see. Like, yeah, Chloe and Tween, it is kind of fun, but I just don't need to see it. Like, I'd rather just skip the episode and let's see some Project Mu.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are waiting for.
Yeah, so anyone still want to talk about the preview, or are we moving on to
Gonna
the
be a
topic?
rinse and repeat of the Vaporeon episode with the twist
Yeah, I think
that we've gotten in pretty much every series that there will be a doppelganger of someone. Not expecting much out of this episode, but you know, just whatever.
yeah, same. I think we can get into the topics. And it's a really big topic that I think we all need to talk about. We finally got.
It's not Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man.
Of course, it's Spider-Man. What else?
Nothing really
Marvel's
happened.
podcast.
Yeah, Marvel's a podcast. Yeah,
Marvel's
yeah,
a
fucking great.
podcast.
But first, before we talk about Spider-Man, we're gonna talk about My Hero
James
Academia.
Charles dies in Endgame.
What the fuck, Salami? Nobody says that. We all just sat down.
Silence.
Well, since Samurai is absent right now, I will just continue the podcast. So we're talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer that just dropped, that smashed all records and beat Endgame's trailer views. Yeah, what are your thoughts of it?
I really liked it. With just showing like what he's going through, like him going to jail or whatever. And then I guess he gets like bailed out afterwards because he's like in the world and people are following him.
Well, I think I liked it. Like the trailer overall was pretty good. Of course we got Doc Ock and like we got tease of Lizard, Electro, and Sandman, and I flipped out when Green Goblin's grenade was revealed. Like that was the coolest moment. No, the coolest moment was still Doc Ock, like with Hello Peter. That was so cool. I think my only not complaint, since we will probably get an explanation of it, but like Doctor Strange was just straight up weird. You can defend it like however you want, saying that he is a reckless person, but Doctor Strange was straight up strange. Like you're not just accepting a random teenager's wish to like warp reality and then just mess up so badly that you open a multiverse. And well, I think I would have preferred if Doctor Strange wasn't in this movie rather in another movie and then setting up this movie. Because I do think we need like more time with only Spider-Man and not Spider-Man with another character. And yeah, but the trailer overall, I love that trailer. I think it is the perfect first trailer for Spider-Man.
Okay, so I need to talk about the trailer too. I don't know if you guys would know about this or not, but of course, the Spider-Man movies, be it like the MCU ones or the ones made by the other studios, it's actually based kinda on the comics of the Marvel comics. So
yeah,
like
Yeah,
of course,
I was
not
about to
not
say
just
that.
not just the characters, but the entire storyline too. And this storyline is also based on one of those comics, which I have forgotten the name about.
One More
But
Day, I think it is.
yeah, anyways, that is based on one of another comics. In that comics, Spider-Man has the same. The same plot happens, except Spider-Man goes to Mephisto, who is, I don't know, some another villain sort of character. Like he's not exactly a villain, but
He's the
an
devil.
anti-hero or someone like that.
He's the devil.
He's the devil of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, that's more accurate. And request him to remove all his memories, and that causes a lot of trouble later on. And this arc overall, like in the comic, was considered extremely controversial. People didn't like it all that much. So I am quite surprised that MCU is doing this, because I didn't expect this at all.
Well,
Of
I
course,
think because
yeah.
I was gonna say I think because they're not just like erasing everybody's mind because they're not fully going through with it. It's more they're taking all the years of the Spider-Man movies, like the original Spider-Man trilogy, the Amazing Spider-Man duology, and the Home trilogy is what I like to call it. And then they're putting it all together, so it's like you get this, but we're also adapting this. So it's kind of like it's not just one day at a time. It's more like they're adding more 20-year long history to it. So
Yeah, so may I continue with my thoughts of do you know, or do you want to say something else?
no,
No,
I'm
you
good.
can continue.
Okay, so I need to say I have like not been in that much touch with the Marvel in the recent days. I have seen mostly all the movies, but I haven't started any of the show yet, which I do have to start at one point. I'm thinking of starting the Captain America. I think it was the Falcon, and I don't remember what was the name.
Winter
Can
Soldier.
anyone remind me? Yes.
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I have to start that. And anyways, I need to say the trailer, I loved it. I loved literally every single second of it. The first thing which like you explained quite well is how Strange acts a little weird in the trailer, that he kind of acts a bit too reckless of removing memories of a random teenager. But to be fair, Spider-Man, or rather Peter, is not just a random teenager, and he helped him to save the world, which we literally saw in the preview of when we can say then Doctor Strange said, "We are kind of on the same level now, so there's not really any need to call me sir." So I think that kind of sums it up why he wanted to help him, since he was kind of acquainted with him during the movie. I think it was either Infinity War or Endgame. And then later on, we saw what was that? I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, I remember now. Later on, we saw that there was some multiverse shit going on, and in that every all the buildings was for some reason falling down into, I think, a portal or something. Then we literally see all the previous villains return, multiple villains, being, I think, Lizard, Doc Ock, Goblin, and I was just amazed. I didn't expect either of that. It took me a while to realize that Lizard was also in the trailer because it was kind of blurry, but yeah, it is. And I think my favorite moment of the trailer has to be when Doc Ock said, "Hello, Peter." And I'm extremely happy they brought back the same actor for the movie. I unfortunately don't really know what the name of him is. I mean, I know, but I've forgotten that right now. So, can anyone remind me?
Oh, I don't know. I used to know.
The actor, or what are we talking about?
Yeah.
The actor of who? Doc Ock?
Something Marino.
Okay.
Ooh, the actor of Doc Ock. Oh man, I forgot his name. Not gonna even go lie.
Anyways, so that was, of course, my favorite part of the preview. And then I like that we have finally seen this plot of Spider-Man struggling, that the whole world now knows his identity, because that's something I really wanted to see in the movies. And with how the villains are portrayed, I'm expecting that we are going to see something like uh, the first Sinister Six in a Spider-Man movie. Because of course
I
they
think
have
that's what they're building up to.
yeah, because of course they have appeared individually, but we haven't seen them all together yet. So that's mainly my thoughts. I am quite hyped for this movie, and like Diano said, it has broken multiple records, including Endgame's one, which is kind of well deserved. And yeah, that are like mostly my thoughts. Now, Salami or Samurai, you may go with your thoughts now.
So Salam, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Mine isn't long, so I'll go first. I
Oh,
pretty much
okay.
have the same thoughts of everyone here. You know, Doctor Strange, a little weird, but pretty cool. And it was interesting to see Peter, like, get chased by all those people or whatever, like get followed around. And he's probably going to get bailed out because he wasn't necessarily in jail. Like, he was on the building with MJ. He was at his house. So he's probably going to be in the outside world, not in prison, jail, whatever. And then the multiverse with all the villains coming back, I just thought that was awesome. And that's pretty much it. You guys covered pretty much everything.
All right. Time to... Honestly, it was okay. The trailer, I liked it. I am definitely excited for this movie. You guys said everything I needed to say, too. Like, this definitely has me hyped, but I already told, like, Dino that I'm kind of falling off of the MCU. Like, I'm not as big on it as I used to be. Because, like, I'm just focusing on other things. Like, don't get me wrong, I think the MCU is doing great right now. I kind of don't like the alternate universe thing. Don't get me wrong, it's probably going to introduce some great plot lines, but it's just not for me. I don't like it. I'm just saying, sooner or later, we're gonna have universal tournaments, and then the MCU will just become Dragon Ball Super at that point.
Yep.
Please, no.
To be fair, I at least want a project. I would be fine with it. And no, I want a live action project of Secret Wars. That would be so cool. And for people who don't know what Secret Wars is basically,
I don't.
I think the Grandmaster, like, or the Collector, I'm not sure, put like
Oh my god,
a
I
lot of
remember
heroes
it.
on the
I
same
remember it now.
planet.
I remember it now. Yeah, it's basically, I think the Grandmaster brings back all the like all the characters from Marvel, and they have to like compete in a tournament. I think something it was like that.
It was like more of a battle royale, I think.
Ah, okay.
Another thing I'm looking forward to is, again, I'm looking forward to the TV shows, but the current TV shows like WandaVision, I am still in the camp that WandaVision was overrated.
100%.
It's just overrated. That doesn't mean that it was bad.
It was bad. The ending, I think everybody can admit the ending was kind of shit.
The ending was bad, but like the middle part compensated to it. Like, the middle part was a masterpiece. And if you say otherwise, you're a samurai churning an L.
My whole issue with WandaVision is just that everybody was hyping up each episode like it's the greatest thing of all time, when in reality, when I watched, I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It isn't necessarily bad. The ending was bad, but everything else I'd say was okay or good.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys hold on?
All right. Is that pretty much... Do we have any other topics that we need to cover?
I think I still have one topic I want to talk about, but I'm not sure if you guys want to talk about it. Is the new What If episode?
Ooh, that was the good one. Episode 3, the one with the Avengers.
I also wanted to bring up that yesterday was the day of Chadwick Boseman's death. So, I wanted to say rest in peace. He was a good actor. Hope his family's doing all right.
Yeah.
Rest in peace again.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Huge loss, but we'll get through it. And my topic, this one pertains particularly to me, and Dina already knows what's coming. The new Sonic cartoon came out called Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my god.
Of the Wiz. Hey,
I want to ask one question. Am I allowed?
Allowed to what?
To ask a question.
Okay. Yeah, you're allowed to ask any question. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. So my question is, what exactly is Sonic the Hedgehog? What is he? Like, I have, ever since I came on Twitter, I have been hearing its name for like, I don't know, so long. I have seen his images so far. From what I have gathered is that he is a video game character, and he just rolls around by turning into a ball, and like that's it. I don't know who he is. So can you give me a brief introduction?
Yeah, well, I don't know a lot of the character either, so we'll have to wait for Sonic Trainer XYZ to come back. Well,
So
but you guys
yeah,
know 20% of the podcast is just Samurai talking about Fire Emblem and Sonic, and me having no idea what he is talking about.
yeah. Listen,
Maybe if
listen.
you
Like,
educated yourself on different gaming franchises other than Pokemon and Pikmin, you would know.
Why am I always associated with Pikmin just because I said it was good?
Yes.
Okay, fine. It's Samurai.
I can't blame really anyone. I literally didn't know about any franchise, or like still don't know about any franchise other than Pokemon when I came to Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
By the
that's
way,
fine.
Sam, can you see what you said? Because somebody was talking to me. As a character, the voice actor himself, or what animal he is?
He
He
literally
literally
said
has the
hedgehog.
his name. I know that. I want to say, what is his character? I know that. Who is he?
Okay,
That's
so
my question. And the
imagine.
franchise, I
Okay,
don't know about it.
imagine you take Spider-Man and you take Goku and you make them into one character, and that is Sonic.
And make it a hedgehog.
That's blue. Yes, because you take
Wow.
Spider-Man's snarkiness and his like attitude, but you also take Goku's fun-loving personality and like free spirit, and then there's Sonic. Not to mention some banging soundtracks. I don't care what anyone says. I would pay, like, sorry, Sword and Shield, but Pokemon games over Sonic soundtracks? No, I'm sorry. Sonic soundtracks beat Pokemon soundtracks any day of the week for me. I'm sorry. Have you guys watched my videos? A majority of the songs are Sonic soundtracks. You know how button they are?
Yep.
Every time there's a battle, I play the same. That's a Sonic song. It's just bumping it.
True.
Good that. Also, I've heard you are like trying to make more videos on your channel other than Pokemon.
Oh yeah, okay. I actually have to address that. So around like starting in around January, January, I will be posting videos other than Pokemon. Pokemon will still be the main focus, but it will like only those videos will happen around once a month to keep the main focus of my channel Pokemon related. So the first video will be the underrated arc of Yuma, and then the next video will be the underrated gem that is Fire Force.
Cool.
Yuma, huh?
And we're not gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh with me and Sam in here, because me and Sam can argue all day on whether or not Jaden or Yuma is better. We ain't gonna argue about that.
Listen. Yuma has got the utopian monsters, and they are better than the deck Jaden has. But if Jaden is given a better deck, then they are pretty much equal, in my opinion.
Not okay. See, that's not even the main
have
issue.
gotten a lot better.
That's not even the main issue. Yuma can literally create cards if he wants to. I'm not even like Yuma has this ability called Shining Draw, where basically, if he wants to, he can manifest any card he wants into existence. You want an instant win card? Hey, yo, no problem. You want a card that's gonna give you $1 million?
More plot armor
No
than
problem.
Yugi then.
Huh?
I said more plot armor than heart of the cards.
It's not as plot armor you as you think. It's because Yuma doesn't actually get the ability to the end of the series, like the last episode. So it's not something you see in like the series, and it doesn't work the way you think it does. You can only pretty much create one card, and Yuma only makes a new Utopia with it, so it's not as broken as you would think.
Anyways, I'm going to see Zexel, and then we will probably argue. But for now, I have heard Samurai's announcement on the channel that he will be focusing on content other than Pokemon, which is nice because I too have been thinking of doing something like that once in my channel. That is when I get my flippant laptop
who knows?
back.
Maybe we'll do a collab video. Maybe we'll do a collab video where all of us team up together to make teams for the MCU. That is not actually gonna happen. I just said it just now. Don't actually predict that's gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, that's gonna happen all the way in like April because we have to sync up times when we can actually talk.
Coming soon, February 2022.
No, shut up! Don't say it's gonna happen. I don't even know if it's gonna happen. Oh my god!
All right then, January 2022.
I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you.
And it's gonna happen at the Marbles 8 podcast present.
You know what? We're talking about My Hero Academia now. The MVA arc is the new arc in My Hero Academia, and it's caused a lot of controversy within the anime and My Hero scene due to not completely adapting the manga correctly. Shiz.
The episodes are good. Like, I can understand the manga readers like being angry that that the anime scenes like look exactly like the manga, like just kind of shaking. But like, it for us anime only watcher, it's fine. It told a good story and it has good visual. I'm fine with the episode. I think My Hero Academia has been great thus far.
Yeah, season 5 is probably gonna be my least favorite season.
I don't see the MHA or MBA for that matter, but from what I have seen on Twitter, it's a mess because people are just so like acting like this is the worst thing in the world. I have seen that there was, I think, an image of a manga chapter, and the anime image in comparison didn't look as good. And just that, people are just being so much, I don't know how to put it. People are so much angry over that one single little thing, which is a little stupid because, like, come on, I know the manga, I know the anime is supposed to be accurate to the manga, but sometimes it's for these few things it should be like given an excuse.
I mean, I've told people this many a times. You're never gonna. Not every manga is gonna be completely adapted. It's impossible to completely adapt a manga into an anime setting. It's hard.
Yeah, Berserk is a good example.
Oh my god, Salami seen an anime other than Naruto and Pokemon. Everybody's still. Oh my god, Salami's actually based and makes a base choice and watched Berserk. Oh my god, this is so huge.
I did not watch Berserk. I read Berserk. I watched the first episode and then I gave up.
Salami read Berserk. That's even better. Oh my, Salami can read.
I cannot read. I cannot read.
Oh my god,
it took me a whole month to get through the first 5.
All right. I think that is all the topics because I don't got no Fire Emblem to talk about. So
I got into volleyball because of Haikyuu. Take that, Samurai.
Sorry, I didn't hear it. Can you repeat?
I just said that I got into volleyball because of Haikyuu.
Why don't you get into Fire Emblem? Because it's actually a really good game series and very overrated.
Because of Haikyuu. I remember because when I remember Diano had made a post like that he loved the Haikyuu anime so much and is planning to do it like join a club in school or college or something. I think he made a tweet like that once.
Diano's not in college. He's not smart enough. He's in high school.
Yeah, I don't exactly remember. I have pretty bad memory. See, I have pretty bad memory in these cases.
But I do take courses
after college. Diano is actually planning to give Samurai Trainer Z $100.
All right. Speaking of dollars.
Nope. Shut up. We're ending the podcast. Nope. Salami,
right,
Salami, you do not want me to bring up it.